Funny, you don't look like a Mexican. Yeah, I've heard that one before. You don't look like a Mexican. I get it. I get it. Come on, look at me. Blue eyes, dark brown hair, freckles, pasty, pale skin. So yeah, I don't look like a Mexican to you. Funny, you don't look like a Jew. You don't look like a Jew. Okay, I kinda get it. We've established what you think a Mexican looks like, but Jewish? What am I supposed to look like? Oh, so that's what I'm supposed to look like, right? Curly hair, funny little hat, big hook nose. But I don't wear a hat. I have amazing hair, and my nose is normal and regular, right? So yeah, I guess I don't look like a Jew to you. Funny, you don't sound like a Jew. Oy vey, if I were a rich man. Is that what a Jew sounds like to you? Look, let me tell you the story of two boys, born Gershon and Yankele in Lithuania. Now, they look like Jews in a time when you didn't want to promote the fact that you were, in fact, a Jew. In the early hours on the 23rd of March, 1939, the Memel territory of Lithuania was ceded to Nazi Germany. A street sign reading President Smetona Avenue was renamed Adolf Hitler Street. There were celebrations in the streets. Citizens were overjoyed that they were now part of the Third Reich, except for the roughly 1,300 Lithuanian Jews who were immediately expelled. And in those 1,300 was a boy named Gershon and his brother Yankele, along with their mother and father. The family had nowhere to go. Imagine it. One night you sleep comfortably in your bed. You dream of riding your bike down cobblestone streets, laughing endlessly at your brother as he tries to ride his bike while eating strawberry ice cream because that was his favorite flavor. Boys being boys, children being children, Jews being Jews. And like that, gone. No more bike rides on cobblestone streets. No more strawberry ice cream. No more laughter. Imagine looking at a map and closing your eyes and pointing randomly at a foreign landmass, not even knowing how to pronounce your new destination. Is it Mexico, Mexico, Mexico? Now picture a ship containing everything you own, which now isn't much because the bed, the bike, and the strawberry ice cream, well, that stayed in Lithuania. It's just your father, your mother, and your brother. All head for a foggy horizon. The rest of your family staying in Europe because, well, they didn't believe the Germans could do what the Germans did. Pieces of stone masquerading as soap. Yellow stars etched onto torn coats. Numbers burnt onto the skin of frail forearms. Head shaven to uniformly make us look like the walking zombies we would become. Unfortunately for Gershon and Yankele, they would never smell Zyklon B or scrape off the blue residue this gas left on the chamber ceiling. Remove torn out fingernails out of concrete walls left by desperate people searching for an ounce of breathable air. Separate the lifeless body of a baby clinging to her mother's breast, smothered, just to cease her cries. And Gershon and Yankele would never have to cart the remaining ashes and bones left from an oven and bury them in a pit containing the family that chose to stay. And why? Well, because they were off to Veracruz, Mexico. Now, Mexico wasn't Europe. They weren't trying to exterminate us, but they didn't welcome us with open arms either. Pinche judío de mierda. judío, maldito, nariz de judío, nombre de judío, 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 judío. Until one day, Gershon and Yankel's mother had enough. This is your home. Esta es su casa. What do you want? What do they make fun of? Our names, the boys said in unison. The mother smiled. Is that all? Okay, then, what name would you like? Gershon liked Jose, and Yankele liked Angel. And from that day forward, they didn't sound like Jews any longer. Nunca jamás. Funny, you don't sound like a Mexican. Why? Because I can enunciate? Or that I actually speak English y Español. Two beautiful languages. But only one of them sounds like gorgeous lucid dreams soaring effortlessly through the wind. The other one, that's English. So what does a Mexican sound like? There we go. So that's what we sound like to you. But if hands are vowels, consonants be feet, español sería el idioma más trabajador de todo el mundo. I mean, you Americans try saying ferrocarril. You see, I don't sound Mexican because there is no such thing as sounding Mexican or sounding Asian or sounding black or sounding white or sounding like a Jew. Mexicans just sound human with a little added chile for flavor. Speaking of chile, let me tell you the story of a woman named Lolita. In 1971, a man and a woman worked at a furniture store in Tijuana, Mexico. They'd been married for only 2 years when they found out that they were going to have a baby. And on one hot summer day, Lolita walked into that store where the couple worked, selling her famous Tijuana tamales door to door. Tamales de carne, de pollo, de piña, y de chile. The man saw something in this plump woman in her 40s selling those tamales. Pride. The man thought to himself, how can a woman love a piece of corn husk and masa so much? Orgullo. Do you want to sell tamales for the rest of your life? He asked her. Lolita smiled and said, ¿Por qué no, señor? Soy feliz. And that very day, the man and woman offered Lolita a new life. A life that would take her away from the daily grind of cooking tamales, offer her the chance to make dólares and live in San Diego. Because you see, for a woman from León, Guanajuato, to make dólares instead of pesos was something that she could only dream of. So she agreed. And later that week, Lolita moved in with them right to los Estados Unidos. Lolita worked for the man and woman for close to 25 years. She helped raise the first child, a boy, as if he was her own. The same with the second and the same with the third. La misma receta, the same recipe. But every dollar she made, she sent back to León, Guanajuato to support her biological family, the ones she only saw twice a year. And when one of these 3 boys got sick, well, she would rub a white egg over their skin, and crack it open, and read the whites and yolk. La cura del huevo. It's a tradition from her ancestors that traveled millennia. And in 1995, after countless egg cleanses and cooking thousands of tamales, Lolita went back to León, Guanajuato. And 4 months later, she passed away peacefully. Feliz. Every story has a soul. And like a grand ocean liner, every story leaves a wake, a legacy. proud Lolita and her Tijuana tamales. Jose, born Gershon in Lithuania, yet somehow destiny has a certain distinct sense of humor. Because Jose, born Gershon in Lithuania, well, he was my grandfather. And his daughter, my mother, was that pregnant woman working at the furniture store in Tijuana. And together with that man, my father, well, they hired Lolita, who dedicated nearly 25 years of her life para mi familia. I might not look nor sound like a Jew. I might not look nor sound like a Mexican to you. But through it all, through my parents immigrating to this country, through my Nana Lolita and her famous Tijuana tamales, through my grandfather Jose and his proud name, I mean names. The Mexican side of my history hiding from being labeled Jewish, and the Jewish side running from a gas chamber. Those two sides ended here, with me, talking to you. Looking this Mexican, sounding this Jewish, hoping that one day to you will just look and sound human and be feliz.